Hold down, man, suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. Yo, you already know, man. This Kfrog TV, man, back in the building with another episode for y'all, man. You know, y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet. You know, y'all hit that notification bell too, man. We're gonna be having a lot more stuff coming, so got some things you ain't gonna want to miss. But for the most part, today this video is about the do's and the don'ts that you do when you are incarcerated in Florida State Prison. All right, I want to give a shout out to my dog Haitian Mike, Nautica the Great. You know, he's the one that requested this video right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, first things first. There's more don'ts than there is do's. Okay, there's a lot more things that you're not supposed to do in prison, that you don't want to do in prison, than there is that you want to do in prison. All right, so I'm gonna just start it off little by little. Okay, first thing you want to do is mind your business. You know, you see something go down, you know, or you hear something's gonna go down, or no matter what the case may be, you just mind your damn business. You'll find yourself staying out of a whole lot more situations by minding your own business than it would be if you were to get in someone else's shit, you know? So minding your business is something you really want to do. You know, it literally has 90% or more to do with you making it out alive, literally. Okay, so mind your business. That's one thing that you definitely want to do, okay? Another thing that you want to do is stand up for yourself. You know, you're going to have people test you. People come there, try to take shit from you. You know, people try you, challenge you to fights. Whatever it may be, stand up for yourself. That's another thing that you're going to want to do in prison. You know, once someone sees you're weak, you become prey. And no one wants to become prey, but once you put out that character of yourself that you are weak, you will be preyed upon, because there's a bunch of predators. You have preys and predators. You decide which side you're going to be on. You're going to find yourself in a lot more shit when you let people pick on you. So you're better off standing up for yourself. So that adds to the do list. You do want to stand up for yourself. Okay? And another thing, here's another thing that you want to do. You want to do the time. Don't let the time do you. Which, you know, that's a famous saying, which that's been going on in people's vocabulary forever. You know, do the time, don't let the time do you. Therefore, whether you're in there stressing, or whether you're in there going crazy, or whatever it may be, like, damn, dog, I can't wait to hit the streets, or whatever the shit may be, you know, you're still doing the same amount of time. So find you something productive to make your time go by, you know, so that way it'll start flying like this. The less you think about it, the faster it goes. So whether you're in confinement, or whether you're on the compound, whether you're in a 2-man cell, whether you're in a single cell, whether you're in an open bay, everyone has the same 24 hours. So your time is still going the same. It just depends on how you're thinking about it. If you're thinking about it and the time is dragging, that means you're letting the time do you. Okay? So do the time, don't let the time do you. All right? Now, we're going to get into some don'ts, some things that you don't want to do while in at least Florida State Prison. I can't speak around the whole world, but I'm speaking for Florida because that's where I've been. All right? Something that you don't want to do is steal. That's one thing that is a no-go. You know, you don't want to steal. If you had a problem stealing on the streets, you ain't going to want to do it when you go to prison, because you will get your life took. You will get cut. You will get in all types of situations. That's one thing all people come together and don't like, is stealing. You know, every place I've been, they hated thieves. You know, I hate them too. So you don't want to steal. So if you have a problem and you got, you know, itchy fingers, you know, and you like to touch shit that don't belong to you, prison is not the place for you. You don't want to steal, okay? Another thing you don't want to do in prison is accept the Honey Bun or Skittles that someone will put on your bed. You know, when you first get to prison, you know, and you're in intake at the reception center, they bring you in there and they make you watch this video. Everyone knows about the video if you've been to prison. They make you watch the video, and it's a video of it shows someone getting a honey bun put on their bed, you know, and shit like that. 9 times out of 10, maybe, you might not get put in that situation where someone does try you like that. But if you do, you don't accept the honey bun or the Skittles. You get what I'm saying? That's simple. Because that's basically like putting yourself in a situation to let people know you're sweet. You know, you never know what that person's going to want back from you. You know, which he could want your manhood. He could want you to pay him back double. He could anything. So if you get put in a situation and there's a honey bun on your bed or a pack of Skittles, you know, don't accept that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Okay, another thing that you don't want to do too, which this is where a lot of people get fucked up, is you don't want to look in other people's rooms. What I mean by that is, like, when you're walking on the top tier, the bottom tier, you're walking by everybody's cell. It is a very disrespectful thing, and people take it very disrespectful when you're walking by and you look in their cell. Which I know it's kind of hard to walk past a door that's open and not look. But you're going to find yourself that is very disrespectful. And that's one thing you don't want to do. If you want to bring problems amongst yourself, then walk by and look in someone's room as you're walking. And you will see how very serious someone takes that. That is a very disrespectful thing. So you don't want to look in someone's cell. Period. There's nothing in there that could belong to you. There's no reason for you to be walking by looking in the cell. Unless you're walking up to that cell to get that man's attention. That's who you're looking for and need to speak to. But as far as just walking and you're looking past every cell you walk in, you know, people in their rooms, even if they ain't doing nothing they shouldn't be doing, they're going to be looking at it like, man, what the fuck? Hey, man, what? You feel like, that's a very disrespectful thing. People take it as disrespect. I seen a couple people get fucked up over that. So that's another thing you don't want to do, okay? Now, another thing that you don't want to do is step in the gun line. You know, I don't know about the West Coast, but down here on the East Coast, you know, people know what the gun line is. And the gun line is, you know, you got people that, you know, they get, their hormones get to them. So, you know, they like to their self, you know. So when there's a female officer or a female nurse, anything that's going on, 9 times out of 10 down here in Florida, there is somebody eyeballing her that is, you know, touching herself. You know, so you just make sure you ain't in the gun line, because, you know, some places people don't give a damn. And you know, like the county jail down here, you know, you'll be in the county jail, whatnot, and when the nurse comes around for med calls, you go out there and you get the, you know, if you get your meds, or if you're getting a sick call, it could be a Tylenol, it could be anything you get. Behind you is everybody who's doing what they're doing, and they're gunning her. They call it gunning. You know, so you don't want to step in that gun line. It's the same thing for prison. It's 10 times worse in prison. So you don't want to step in the gun line, because people, they going to do what they do, or they going to stop and they going to cause a scene, and they going to look at it as if you were cock blocking. They take it dead ass serious down here about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So just keep your eyes open to make sure you don't, you know, step in the gun line. You feel me? Another thing you don't want to do while you're in prison, and I spoke on this before, is gambling. Now, like I said, you know, I used to, you know, bet on football games or whatnot, you know, have fun every once in a while. But gambling is one thing you don't want to do. It gets yourself surrounded by the wrong crowd and gets you in so much stuff. Literally, like, everyone wants to gamble because they only looking at the payout, but they're not looking at the pay-ups. You get what I'm saying? So gambling is something that you don't want to get yourself involved with, because now that you done gambled, you know, everyone does good at first, or has no problem paying the first time. But then once you start getting addicted to the gambling and you start getting yourself in that situation, all the knives come out and everything, the tunchi, the drugs, everything that's involved, all through the gambling. Now, if you do gamble, okay, if you do gamble, you know, and you got the ups on someone, a very high ups, like you're up a lot, you know, it's better. My advice, if you got someone up, like you're up on them a lot, you know, you're better off giving that person a chance to win their money back. Because once you get up on someone such a high stake and you don't give them the chance to win their money back, the ski mask is coming out. That's simple. You know, other people might want to rob you, or the person you're playing ain't going to want to pay up. You never really know what it is. So if you do gamble, which I'm saying it's a don't, you shouldn't be gambling. Don't gamble. But if you do gamble, you know, and you win it and you're high up, you know, give that person a chance to win their money back. That's the way that I look at it, you know, because the ski mask is going to come out. And I've seen it done before, and that's just what it is. Okay, now, if you were in open bay, all right, like I've been in T buildings, butterfly buildings, and open bays. I've been in all three of those. I've been in all the two-man cells, the butterfly dorm, which is a two-man cell also, the T building. Been in all those, and open bay. Now, if you're in an open bay, a thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get off on the wrong side of the bunk. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, you know, but it's the truth. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to get off on the wrong side of the bunk, because here you have a bunk bed, another bunk bed, another bunk bed, another bunk bed, like that. When you get off on the wrong side of the bunk, either one side is your front door, which happens to be the back door of the other bunk. You don't want to get off on the wrong side. Now, you're getting off on your back door. It's called your back door, but it's that person next to you's front door. That is their cut. And that little area right there means a lot to people that are in open bays. You see? So it isn't like you could just get in a bunk and, you know, now, if you're cool with your neighbor and that's your dog, it really won't matter what side you get off on, because, you know, that's your dog. So it's like y'all are vibing. You're hanging out in your back door, but it's his front door. You know what I'm saying? Your feet will be there. You'll be chopping it up. This and that, this and that, this and that. And then if you're talking to someone, they come up to you and they're talking to you, you're hanging out the back of your bunk. This side is the back of your bunk. And you'll be in this man's front door. You see what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure it's the right. You don't want to get off on the right side. The right side of the bunk. If you're laying down, okay, the left side is where you don't want to get off. That's what it is. So when you're laying down on your bunk, you do not want to get off to your left. If you get off to your left, that is that next bunk's front door. Okay? And then that is a very disrespectful thing. Because you may look at it like, man, I'm just getting off my bunk. You know, after a while, you know, you track dirt there, you make it messy, and then they're sweeping and everything. So they take it very disrespectful if you get off on the wrong side of the bunk. So you want to make sure you don't get off on the wrong side of the bunk. Okay? Another thing that you don't want to do is trust anybody. You don't want to trust nobody when you are in prison. Okay? Just due to the simple fact that everybody has their ways. A lot of people have more stability and bigger, you know, support systems than the others. So you can't trust no one. There's nothing but snakes, wolves, you know, and that's how it is, and coyotes. That's all you find in there. So, and mosquitoes. So you can't trust nobody. That's one of the main don'ts. Don't trust nobody, because it takes them nothing to play up under you. You get what I'm saying? They could play up under you like they're your friend. You know, they could play up under you like you're doing business. They can, whatever it is. You can't trust nobody. So don't trust nobody. Okay? Another thing. Don't associate with the police. You know, like, when you see someone over there talking to the police, you know, the whole dorm starts looking like, you know, like, it is what it is. I know, like, there's a lot of people who are going to do this anyways, but don't talk to the police, which means stay out the police's face. They come around, they ask you a question, yeah, this and that, this and that. What are you doing off your bunk? That's one thing. Oh, sorry, Sarge, or my bad, Sarge, or whatever it may be. But when it comes to, like, chopping it up with them or giving them information, you don't do that. You're a convict. You see what I'm saying? So don't be in the police face. Don't talk to the police, because that can get you in a serious situation. Just you talking to the police, even if you weren't telling, even if you weren't snitching, even if you were just chopping it up with them about a baseball game or a basketball game, there's so many eyes on you that are going to look at you and think you were telling, because this is prison and what goes on in there, that you never know, man. You might be walking a child one day and get hit up, and then they'll put on there that you're police, and you really weren't police, you know. But that's just basically the word that went around, because you was in the police face all the time. So those are the main things that you really don't want to do, and the things that you want to do. Mind your business, stand up for yourself, do the time, don't let the time do you. It's that easy. It's that easy when it comes to prison, you know. And then the don'ts I broke down for you, you know. So if you stick to those, you know, 9 times out of 10, you'll have an easier chance of surviving than not surviving. You feel me? But like I said, this is the do's and don'ts of Florida prison. If you didn't know, you know, now you know. That's simple. This Kfrog TV, man. I appreciate all y'all that's been watching my videos. You know, I got that volume 3 dropping soon. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I got that new merchandise coming out and everything. And like I said, if you didn't know, now you know.